Welcome to Valley's Country Cooking. Your hostess for today is Mary of Herreid.
On today's menu, we have Cheeseburger Bake, and with Easter just yesterday, you have all kinds of leftover hard-boiled eggs that you're not sure what to do with. We're going to show you how to do egg salad and deviled eggs. And with spring right around the corner, you're going to see little cottontails running all over, and we're going to make a bunny cupcake. The first one we're going to start with today is the Cheeseburger Bake, and this is something quick and simple that anybody can do, even your high school girls. So Mom, get them in the kitchen to watch this. First of all, you're going to take 2 pounds of ground beef, and you're going to brown it. And after it's browned, you want to drain the fat off, which we have done already. Then you want to take your cake pan and make sure that you spray it so that nothing sticks. And this is a really easy recipe to do. It takes just a few minutes and it bakes in 30, so it won't take long at all. Pour your ground beef into the pan. Then after you have your meat in your pan, you'll need a large bowl because you're going to take your 4 eggs, without the shells, and you're going to whisk that up. Add your milk. One cup of Bisquick. Pour all of this over the top of your ground beef that's already been browned. Then you need your 2 cups of cheddar cheese, and you just want to sprinkle that on the top, all over. And it is ready to go into the oven. 30 minutes from now we can eat. We'll get this mess cleaned up and we'll move on to our hard-boiled eggs. Okay, now that the Cheeseburger Bake is in the oven baking, we're going to go ahead and make egg salad sandwiches with some of our leftover eggs. You can slice them by hand. If you're lucky enough, maybe you got one of these cute little handy-dandy things that does it for you. And I'm doing it with 6 eggs. The recipe that you'll find on the Valley's homepage is actually with 12. So we're going to cut I'll use half the recipe for this. We're almost done with this part. You can also use this handy dandy little thing to put egg slices on top of your potato salads. Okay, now that we got that all done, we are going to go ahead and add a short ½ a cup of salad dressing. You can use mayonnaise if you prefer the mayonnaise flavor, but I like salad dressing much better. So you just want a little bit of a short. You can always add more, but you can't take out. So we'll put that in. And then we are going to add salt and pepper to taste. Actually, we're going to omit the salt on this because we are going to add a secret ingredient, which is bouillon granules or chicken granules. That gives it a little bit of a different taste. And on that, you're going to want only 1/4 of a teaspoon. And there's enough salt in here, so you really shouldn't need any. Put that in. Just mix it all up. you don't want to pull out a piece of bread to taste this. You can actually try it on crackers. It's good. You got somebody in the house, they can also try it. So after it's all mixed up, then like I said, you can put it on bread, you can put it on crackers, and I have Kelly here with me, and she's going to come over and do a taste test too and let me know if it tastes good to her.
Very good.
So that's how you make egg salad with all those leftover eggs from Easter. Okay, now that we've got the egg salad made in the fridge chilling, we're going to go ahead and take the remainder of the dozen eggs that I did ahead of time, and we're going to go ahead and put the yolks in a bowl, and we're going to make our fabulous deviled eggs. They're so good. Matter of fact, my daughter told me that if I have any leftover food, she wants it. And of course, you can do deviled eggs any way you want. If you want to do them the long, narrow way, you can do that. I actually saw in a book the other day, and I haven't tried it yet, where you can cut it to look like the chick is coming out of it. Maybe we should try that with the last one and see how it looks. We will. We got one left. We're going to slice it a different way and see what happens here. Now remember, I haven't done this before, so it might not look perfect. You can't see where it's at, but we're going to try it. You just make your little up and down points like it's zigzagged or whatever. And let's see what happens here. Ooh, it's coming, I think, maybe. That little chick just doesn't want to come out. Here we go. Okay, cool. It worked. And we'll just squeeze that whole yolk out on this one. Okay, now you're going to need your salad dressing, your egg yolks, onion powder, mustard, salt and pepper, and just a small shot of milk. So again, you're going to take your salad dressing that you need, and actually the recipe is for a dozen eggs, and I'm only doing 6, so it calls for a half a cup of salad dressing. We're actually going to go down to a 1/4 cup to start with. And what I first do is I take my yolks and I smash them with the fork to get them easier to beat with the mixer. And once you've got them smashed pretty good, then you can go ahead and add your salad dressing. An 1/8 of a teaspoon of onion powder. You don't need a whole lot. If you think you want more onion flavor, go ahead and add more, but sometimes you can overdo. And of course, we're using onion powder because kids don't like onion. But if it's in there, they won't know the difference. Also, 1/4 or an 1/8 of a teaspoon of mustard, and I'm not even going to measure that out. I'm just going to give it a shot. Just a shot. A little bit of pepper to taste. Same way with your salt. Then you want 1.5 teaspoons of milk to help blend it. And we're cutting this back because it's only 6 instead of 12, so we're going to do about 3/4 of a teaspoon. After you get all that in there, you're going to want to go ahead and get your mixer ready. And I'm going to have to move it closer to me. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pipe it with a pastry bag and a coupler. If you don't have a pastry bag, you can always use a Ziploc bag with the coupler in it. Just stick it down in your corner and cut it. You got to mark that little thing right where you need to cut it so it doesn't come out the end. Then we're going to add, I think we'll do a star tip today. Makes it look a little bit more frilly. You know, us girls, we like frills. Then you just roll your bag, part way back like that so you can stuff your bag. And this is why I added the milk to the recipe, is because it makes it a little bit easier to pipe. And all of this will easily fit in your bag. You just shake it. Put it down there in your tip. And here comes the fun part. We're going to start with this little chick egg that is falling apart on me, but we'll do it anyway. Just fill it up. There's the little chick sitting in his egg. He doesn't want to sit. You can add a piece of carrot for a nose if you'd like. His eyes are still closed being he's just cracked out of his egg, so you don't have to worry about putting any eyes on it. Then you just fill your eggs up with your mixture. Squeeze it down, twist it, give it a shot. Same thing. If you're gonna do the chick, I would say do up extra eggs and eat the egg whites and use the extra yolks to fill, because he seems to take a lot, and I'm afraid we're not gonna have enough of the filling here to do all of our halves. No, we're gonna be one short. This is one that the gals can taste to see how they taste. So we're just gonna use the spoon and make this one look like the old-fashioned way. And there's an easy way to do your deviled eggs and use up all those hard-boiled eggs that you've had left over from Easter. I know I'm gonna have a lot because I got a granddaughter that wants to come out and color eggs, and she's not gonna take the eggs home with her, so we're gonna have deviled eggs afterwards. So there you go. That's how you can do that. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make the bunny cupcake. Like I said, Easter's over with, but you know what? Spring's around the corner, and I know I see a lot of little cottontails out here, and the kids are gonna love these. Be right back.
Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
This is the team you want on your side.
Taking you to the future with hometown pride.
Broadband, TV, phone services too.
Bringing the latest technology home to you. Valley Telecommunications, the home team advantage.
Timer just went off. Our cheeseburger bake is ready to take out of the oven. And like I said, this is something you can make and it'll be ready in about 40 minutes. And this is what you get. Okay, now that we've had our break and the cheeseburger pie is done, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make the cute little Easter bunny cakes. We're not gonna call them Easter cakes. Easter's over with. And so what you're gonna need for that will also be posted on Valley's homepage. All the ingredients and things that you'll need to finish that. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the ears ready for this little guy, and it's something everybody has, a styrofoam plate. So you can take an X-Acto knife, or if you don't have one, you can also use a scissors and cut them out. And you just wanna cut along. And I do have the pattern. If the girls can figure out how to get it on Valley's page, scan it or something, you'll have the size. Otherwise, we'll measure this after I get it cut. So then you're just gonna cut the little styrofoam ear out. This is what you got. And you wanna make sure you wanna cut your pattern ink off. So then you may wanna take the scissors and cut it this way. And I did try to do mine on the curved edge, but I think the flat edge is gonna work a little bit better for this. X-Acto's a little bit faster than your knife, so you just go ahead and cut the ear. Now how easy is that? Okay, one ear is bigger than the other, so we better trim this one down too. And bunnies have that pink center, and I tried putting icing on it. It didn't work right. So I'm using a marker just to make the inside of the ear. It's a permanent marker, so it's not gonna do any problems with bleeding onto your cupcakes. And if you put it up high enough, this part's gonna go in the cake, so you're not gonna have any of the marker on your cake. And you just kind of draw that in however you'd like. And we'll let those dry while we go ahead and do the decorating of the cupcake. Cupcakes here. This is something pretty simple. You're going to need white icing. Recipe's also on Valley's homepage. Mine was mixed up yesterday, so you're going to have to, we got to rebeat it. So we're just going to take and rebeat it with a spoon. You want it to get smooth again so that you don't have any lumps or anything that might have gotten hard from sitting in the bowl. You need to add, you got your pastry bag, you need a coupler, and you just again drop that down in your bag. And on the face of the bunny, we are going to use a tip number 16. It's a small star tip. Put that on, you put your ring over the top to hold your tip in. And again, you can fold it down. You don't need a lot to do one cupcake. This icing is actually something that you can make the 2-pound recipe, and it stores very well in the refrigerator for up to a month. You just got to pull it out the morning before you want to use it so that it gets to be room temperature, so that's easy to work with. Squeeze your bag to get that out. You want to make sure you get all the air out of your bag, because once you start, you don't want your air to come out and poof and then make your cupcake look funny. You're going to start on the outside, and you're just going to go all the way around the cupcake with these stars. And there are different star tips. If you don't want to have a whole bunch of little ones, you can use a bigger one, which is like a number 18. There's also a 14 and 12s, but those are smaller. It would take you forever. Your hand will get sore, so I like the 16. And you just keep going around in the circle to get the outer edge finished. You can actually make any type of an animal that you want just by adding icing to the top of the cupcake. The colors, like if it's a lion, you can do yellow. An elephant, you can use black icing or black food coloring tinted very light to make it a gray. Add again styrofoam ears off to the side. The trunk, I'll think on that and let you know on another show what I come up with the trunk. We're almost done. And then once you get to the inside, you want to keep going around in a circle, but you also want to make sure that on your sides here, I've got a few here that my stars didn't meet right, so there were some bald spots. You don't want that little bunny to look like he's got mange or something. So just keep adding circles or your stars until your circle's complete. There. When you get done with it, it will look like this. Okay, then you can purchase, or you can go ahead and use icing if you want. I've actually got purchased heart candy, that the confetti for like your cupcakes and stuff that you can buy at Walmart. I get a lot of my cake decorating stuff up in Bismarck at a place called Magic Candle Cakery, because they do cakes for a living. They've got everything you need. So if you think you want to get into doing cakes like this, check them out. Walmart has some, but they don't have quite as much. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and add the heart for the nose. Or again, like I said, you could use pink icing and just go ahead and make a pink dot. So you've got your little heart on there. Then you're going to go ahead and, you want to make sure and keep your icing covered, because with it being the buttercream wedding frosting, it dries out. If you don't want to keep the lid on and off, you can always put a damp towel over it to keep the air off of it. So then you've got your white with that. Now you need to have black, brown. I prefer the brown. And what I did to make mine is the same recipe, the white icing here. I just took a little out, put it in a dish, and I added baking cocoa, the powder. You put that in there. It's going to get thick, so you just add some more water to it so it's working consistency for you. Then again, another bag, another coupler. And this one here, you want your icing to be a little bit thinner because you're piping with a number 2 or a number 3 tip, which is just a straight tip. And if it's too thick, it's not going to come out easy and you're going to have a mess. It's going to look funny. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this because it is, it's pretty thick. and stir it up good. This is where disposable bakes come in handy because you're using such a small amount of icing in there and you're dirtying a big bag, but whatever, whichever you prefer. There again, roll your bag, drop your icing down inside, give it a shake to get it down to your tip. You may have to force it down and then see there's very little in there. You're gonna think, how am I supposed to do that? But it works. And then squeeze it to get it to come out. You wanna make sure the air is out. Now you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna make the mouth. Start at the base of your heart and go down. Turn him. Meet in the center there and come back. He needs whiskers. So go ahead and just pipe 3 off to the side here. That one got a little crooked, but you know what? I don't think every bunny's whiskers are actually straight. Okay, now you've got the mouth and the whiskers done. You can purchase eyeballs. Also, they're coming up with so many neat things. So you can buy these little eyeballs. If you don't want to spend the money or you don't have them on hand and you're in a hurry to make these, you can just pipe brown icing on it. Again, just put it where the eye should go. And I'm just going to add a little bit to show you how this goes. You'd want your eyes to be bigger. But because we've got the bottom ones, we're going to make them small, and you just need to go ahead and set it down like that. And then with these, I'm going to put the eyeball right on top of the brown. And it's kind of coming out a little bit, but that's okay because then that way it sets the eyeball away off of the white cupcake. This is where you want to maybe have a tweezers or fingernails. And of course, I don't have either with me right now, so we'll just put it on here and hope we get it looking good. Okay, now you got a bunny without ears. What I did is I just take a knife and I put a slit in the cake about where I think his ears should go. That way you can just put your styrofoam ears right inside there. And you don't want them to be real stiff. So you can just take and kind of roll it on a edge of a countertop. I rolled him the wrong way. But that's okay. I'm not perfect, neither is my bunny. And then go ahead and set him in here. And do the other one. Give him a little bit of a curve. And there you go. You have a bunny cupcake. Very simple. Kids can help you do this. My granddaughter would probably love to be out here today and help with this. But you know what? She's just going to have to eat them when she comes out to visit. So there we have bunny cupcakes. That's what we've kind of planned for our show today. Make sure you come back next time and visit us on Valley's Channel 290 for our next edition. This is our first edition, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed doing it for you. Thanks.